Good morning. Thank you guys for being here this morning. I apologize for doing this on a holiday. Really wanted to have somewhere my family could be here. I'm so blessed that I could be standing here as Baylor University head football coach and my family sitting down with me. Also wanted to do it today so we can get on the road and hit out and recruit. When this job became available, I thought about family right away. My oldest daughter, Jalen, I've seen her interact with her friends, and I've seen her interact with us as a family, and she's got such a great heart. And I've always been impressed with her, and you're always worried about as a father with teenage girls, mean girls and that. And she's handled that with such grace, and I give my wife Dion's got such a hand in that. Jalen had Baylor as a school to look at, as a school that was a favorite of hers, where she wanted to go to school. And I remember that was when I first started to look at Baylor. I know that I had been in this league before, and we played Baylor, and I knew some of the coaches that had been through Baylor. I started to look at Baylor, and I could see the Christian mission. I could see small classes. Education was important. I could see that great facilities, great community, people cared, people valued Baylor University and the sports programs. I could see that they were winning at a big stage, at a high level, and they were doing it the right way. You could see that starting with Jalen. When we were prepping for our semifinal game, we had watched a lot of Baylor, 2 games worth versus Oklahoma. And I remember watching the TV copies. And in the TV copies, I could see the togetherness of the team. I could see the toughness of the team. I could see in between the white lines, the energy and the focus and the effort. But I could see on the sidelines, when we were up and when we were down, I could see the leadership. I could see guys bringing each other up. Man, you saw love, and you saw togetherness. You saw a team. So anyways, when this job came open, I said, this is in my heart. This is me. I feel like this is God talking to me. And when I had the opportunity to talk to Mac, I was so excited. It just felt right. I'm happy to be in front of you guys this morning. I want to thank my family. I have a beautiful wife. We've been going since sophomore year of high school. So I was the linebacker, and she was the cheerleader. Those of you that meet her, she's still 100% cheerleader. I would not be here, Dion, without you and what you give to our family. Ultimate coach's wife, the effort and the energy you put into our family, babe, I love you. I'm so proud of my 3 kids. I think everyone that meets them, they come and they talk about how great hearts they have and how they're able to look them in the eye and talk to them. And my boy Ronan, you got complete sentences now, so it's all looking up. Right when I was able to make contact with the search, I was able to communicate and start relationships with the people at Baylor. Very impressed with Mac Rhodes from the start. You could feel his vision. You could feel his energy. You could feel his passion. And I remember getting off the phone and talking to Dion afterwards and go, babe, I felt like there was a connection there. I felt like that's a fit. I remember thinking about Jalen and her and her and I's talks, and just got me really excited. When I was able to meet the search team, we were able to talk quite a bit when they were eating all of our gumbo and stuff, and such great people, and it felt right. I could sense that their hearts were wide open, and I could felt that they wanted somebody that was like them. When I've had the opportunity to meet with President Livingstone, what strikes me is the warmth and the intelligence. Her family is outstanding, was able to have lunch yesterday, and the thing I didn't know was the competitiveness. It strikes you right away. You can sense that. That's right there. At the most basic level, I feel like this is home for us. The people that we meet when we walk through the hallway, the players when I sit down and I meet with you guys one-on-one. I can sense your want of team, your want of a unity. I want to be a part of that. I'm excited to start recruiting. I'm excited to get our staff together. That's a process that we're just starting. I'm excited to be able to meet you all. You know, when Baylor comes to my mind, I think of Grant Taft. I think of great coaches that have come before me. I had the opportunity to speak to Grant Taft, and I told him a story of when I was a student assistant at the football coaches convention, and I would get up in the morning and I made sure I listened to his speech. And I remember I was in the hallway a day or two afterwards, and I was talking to a friend, and Grant Taft came walking by, and I stopped and got off to the side and go, geez, that's Grant Taft. And so to be in this position, to be at the school that he was at, that he had success for, and that he's a symbol of the values that are here, it's just so cool. I had the opportunity to talk to Matt Rule the other day. And Matt was someone I had told the search team that while I was at LSU, I wanted to come and visit Baylor, because I loved what they were doing on defense. And I loved, I would find myself pulling up YouTube videos of Matt Rule speaking, talking to the team, his motivational talks, and was just so impressed. And that here's a guy that's doing it the right way. Here's a guy that I would aspire to be. And so when I had the chance to talk to him, it was really fulfilling for me, and you could tell right away, such a great person. He has built such a great foundation here. I'm excited about taking the next step in that foundation and furthering the progress that he's made. Let me see here. When we had our talks with the search committee, the number one question was, why Baylor? That was an easy answer for me. I'd have always wanted to be a part of a program that was smart, tough, and dependable. And in my study of Baylor, that's everyone that's sitting and standing here. And to be around people that believe in those same values, that are built in those values, you can go anywhere you want to go. With those intangibles, at the most basic level, you could see that Baylor shared the same values as myself. To have the opportunity to coach with your Christian faith out front was a big pull. Unfortunately, in most schools, that's not looked upon as something to be. At Baylor, I can coach being myself. And I can coach from the heart versus alongside kids that have their hearts wide open. I'm excited about connecting with coaches throughout the state that believe in the things that I believe, and building a family of coaches that can coach from the heart and coach the right way. I feel like as a player, I've never met a player that would want to go out and make mistakes. They would want to go out and purposely not do the right thing. I think players want to do well and want to succeed. And so I think when they know that you care about them and that you've got their back and that you've done everything you can to prepare them, when there is failure, you look at it as a learning opportunity, and you know that God's got a great plan for you, and the next time will be better. That'll be our values here. Excited to be back in Texas. You know, when Deon and I were in Texas a couple years ago, we loved it, and we loved the high schools, the education that's available. It's great to be able to make connection with the Texas High School Football Coaches Association, have such admiration and such respect for the coaching that goes on in this state and the teaching that goes on in this state. You know, to be able to set foot in Waco and grow roots and have our girls enjoy high school and have Ronan come up through the ranks is something that me and my family look forward to very much. I think if we can have half the success that Chip and Joanna has had in Waco, we'll be all right. I wanted to close with some thank yous. You know, when I think back of my journey coaching, I think of the players that I coached. I think of coaching in Division III, and I'm a sophomore in college, and I'm holding a position meet in our English building, and I'm coaching a senior, a kid that's older than me, and I'm talking about block protection, footwork, and stance and that. And, you know, he's listening to me. And he's all in, and he wants to get better. And the relationship I have with that year's group, I still have today. I think of Texas Tech being a grad assistant and being on defense and being responsible for the scout team offense, and all of my relationships with kids that were walking on and just wanted to be coached and just wanted to have someone know their name, you know, and someone pay attention to them, someone ask them how they're doing, right? Someone ask them, how did school go, right? When's your next test? Is there anything I can do to help you? Sonny Cumbie was our scout team quarterback. I've got a great friendship with Sonny to this day. I think of the University of Hawaii when I was there, and just the kids that we had from good parts of town, bad parts of town, right? Kids from Hawaii, kids from all across the country coming together and being a team, having the opportunity to win the WAC championship. Those relationships I still have. Those guys I still talk to. Corey Paredes was a linebacker for us, was an all-WAC guy. I remember Colin Kaepernick running around trying to score a touchdown. It was Nevada at Hawaii, and Corey fended off 2 blocks, ran 20 yards, got the ball out, fumble at the 1. Hawaii wins the game. Corey and I still talk about that all the time. I remember Devin White. Devin at LSU would was a Buckus Award winner. Devin would be at the office on Sunday prior to me showing up, wanting to watch film. He'd already watched it. And he would say, "Coach, what do you think here? Why'd you call this here? What could I do better there?" Devin wanted all the coaching and more. Fill me up. And I was inspired to give him everything I had. I think of players first. This is a player's game. Players play this game. Players win games. I want to thank my coaches, my head football coaches all throughout, especially Coach Ogeron. I've got such great respect and love for Coach O. When I called Coach O and told him that I was taking the Baylor job, he was so happy for me. I told him that I'd learned more from him than any other coach I'd been around. His story of hardships, learning from those hardships, applying lessons learned, having success, and then sharing it with a group of men. There isn't a better story than that. And I'm so blessed to be a part of that. And I thank Coach O for that. I'm thankful for my athletic directors that I've been associated with, whether it's Barry Alvarez or Joe Oliva or Scott Woodard. Their leadership skills and how they treated their teams is something I'm always going to remember. You know, all of these men, right, have their traits and their values, in part, have made me what I am today. Guys, I'm so excited to be the head coach at Baylor. I'm excited to be working for y'all, right? This is just the start. Sick 'em Bears.
Some questions? Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.